I have a new summer dress featuring my own fabric and my own design. And no, I am not a fashion designer, I am a repeat pattern designer, which is an artist who makes the artwork that goes on a fabric, a wallpaper, a gift wrap, and anywhere you can see repeat patterns and surface patterns, or they're sometimes called textile patterns. This is me. I have been a textile designer for over 16 years, and I actually have been sewing a little bit since my childhood, because my mom is a very good seamstress, and she was teaching sewing and clothing construction at a technical school. So you can say I have a teensy little bit background in tailoring and sewing just for myself. But today I am showing you something I DIY'd with my own fabric, and I have been wanting to do this for the longest time, just somehow never got around to it. And today this is it here, and here is my dress featuring my seashell repeat pattern design that I ordered from my Spoonflower shop. Since I am not a seamstress, I cannot necessarily teach you how to construct this kind of dress if you wanted to try it for yourself. But I have to say, with my even very basic skills, and I actually stitched everything by hand because my sewing machine keeps rejecting the stretchy fabrics. And if you guys have more experience than me sewing, and you know how to sew a stretchy fabric on a machine, which machine works great for that, please leave a comment and help me out, because I'm still on the lookout for a good sewing machine for my favorite stretchy fabrics, like a jersey fabric kind of thing. And so I will show you the basic process, how I started designing this repeat pattern first, and then how I put together this dress in basic kind of as an overview for your inspiration, but it is not hard to make if you have some basic sewing skills. And if you have more advanced sewing skills, you probably can make something more complicated or even better than the one that I created. And please share with us in the comments to this video if you do. Every great design starts with a sketch. So here I found the sketch that I did back when I was working on this pattern, and it actually features a texture, a kind of a line artwork texture, as I call it, this kind of design which has a lot of elements in the line art style close together. And this actually features my succulents topic and elements, and I created a few different repeat patterns, and this is a color version in these kind of shades of blue, which I really liked for the summer. It's one of my favorite colors for the summer in general for my clothing. After I was done with the sketch, I imported the sketch into Adobe Illustrator and started drawing out the elements in vector. I like working with Adobe Illustrator for its versatility and automation, where it can save me a lot of time if I set it up correctly with cool actions and scripts. That is why I like Adobe Illustrator in general. And here is the process of putting together the elements, and here is the final vector repeat pattern swatch that I saved and then as a digital file uploaded to a Spoonflower platform. I'm not affiliated with Spoonflower in any way other than I have been selling as an artist on Spoonflower for many years, almost since when they started, back when I still lived in Europe, and now I live in California. And they have always produced beautiful fabric whenever I wanted to experiment or try new things, and I have printed many fabrics on my own for myself, for my projects, and for my pattern collection, as well as they have been selling very well on Spoonflower too. So here is the Spoonflower fabric, and I ordered it on the fabric which is called Sport Peak back a little while ago, and I had it in my little fabric stash. Just like this, at any given moment I have a fabric stash of Spoonflower fabrics waiting for projects to be done. And here is peeking out is my one of my very first repeat patterns I designed on the same fabric in the sports peak as a scarf. So it's right here. This one was my very first fabric I designed. I have a video on this channel about it too. I will link it in the description for you if you want to watch that story. This fabric was in my stash just like this for a while, and then I decided to make a dress out of it. I ordered the Sports Peak fabric from Spoonflower in 1 yard, and basically that kind of was enough to make this dress for me. For reference, I am pretty petite. I'm 5'2", and my dressing size is usually about XS or S in general, so you might need more fabric, and 2 yards maybe. If you want to order something for yourself, please calculate according to your size. Now that the fabric arrived, I love this moment unpacking my fabric, and I absolutely adore coming up with fun ideas of what to do with it. In this case, I folded the fabric in half, cut basically 2 halves of it, and then hand stitched on the sides, and then hand stitched the front with a little kind of a place to put the ribbon through, and the same I did on the back to put the ribbon through as well. And then I kind of folded about half an inch of the fabric, or maybe about an inch of the fabric on the bottom, and stitched it so we don't get any fraying. However, I have to say that this particular fabric I really like because it doesn't fray. So if you want it, you can just leave the ends. You don't have to necessarily make this little piece on the bottom and fold over piece on the bottom, but I liked how it looks more with a more finished kind of look and design. Then I ordered this color ribbon, this beautiful blue color ribbon, which is pretty soft and flowy, on Amazon, and then I added that kind of went through the front and the back of this piece that I stitched over, fold over and stitched on the front and on the back. I went through, and kind of one piece of the ribbon went through the front, one piece of the ribbon went through the back, and then I tied them together in the bows on each side like this. The final piece of this dress puzzle was, I like to add a belt to my dresses, or some kind of form of a belted version, and I have this very stretchy belt here in white, and I also got this on Amazon. They're very handy, very stretchy, very comfortable, and you just kind of close them in like this, and they fit a few different sizes. So in my case, if you're about size S or XS or maybe M, that might be a good size of a belt for you. I will link these in the blog post that I will link under this video in the description. And here we have our finished dress. I do hope that you got inspired to create your own dress for this summer, or maybe a top. It can be also a cute top in the same kind of idea, just shorter. But if you did, post your creations in the comments under this video. I would love to see them. A learning lesson from this project is that even if you don't have fancy sewing skills like I don't, you can still try and put something simple together and experiment with your own fabric. If you're not interested in sewing necessarily, that's okay. You can also order your prints on already made projects. There are some dresses I know that are being sold on Redbubble, and there you can upload your design and order a dress that way. It will look different than this one, but still. And if you have sewing skills, please try and experiment with your own fabrics and sew interesting projects that way. This was one of my first fabric projects that I ever did, and I just keep it for good memories. Sometimes I wear it. It was the infinity scarf, which is super easy to make. I also just stitched it by hand and ironed it, and that was it. So again, I do hope this video inspires you to create some simple or more advanced sewing projects featuring your own fabric designs. And guess what? I like this first project with the succulent design so much that I decided to make another dress in just a very similar concept, same idea, from my fabric stash, from my Spoonflower fabric stash, and I created this colorful different dress with white little stripes. And this time the only difference was that I, instead of making the ribbon through and having little bows on the shoulders, I added one single bow on the back of this dress, in the back here, and tied it in the back. So it's just a little bit different, and of course the fabric is different. And this fabric was also 1 yard, but the type of fabric is modern jersey. A few tips on how to sew with your own fabric. First of all, you can use a surface like Spoonflower, or maybe you can use block printing method to create your own fabric designs with paint and stencils at home. That's another way how to do it. I always use the digital printing method so far with success. And when you get your fabrics from a store where you ordered them, always pre-wash them so that you avoid shrinkage on your end product that you sewed, like a dress for example. And then another point is to make sure when you're ordering and sewing, to make sure the scale of your elements that you have on a pattern, meaning a leaf, a flower, a bird in this case, is comparable with your figure and height. For example, I am petite, I'm smaller, I'm around 5'2", so I like my elements a bit smaller or medium. I, for some reason, don't really like too tiny. I kind of like medium, or like small medium, not tiny little ditsy patterns. Again, it's your preference, but I don't like very big elements, like a big flower on me. As a rule, I guess I can experiment with that too. And in your case, choose what speaks to you, what you usually like to wear, and the colors you usually like. In these cases, both my light blue and white dress, the first one was succulent, and this one incorporate the colors that I like to wear a lot. The blues, the pinks, the cooler tones of light yellow, and the purples, of course. Those are some of my favorite colors to wear. A little tip here for this purple, blue, and pink dress with my birds. I actually use these ribbons here. I didn't buy special ribbons for it. When this fabric came, all of these fabrics, when they come, they have a little white edge to them when they come printed. And that edge, you can see it here. Let me show you on this one. For example, you can see there is a white edge, and then the design begins here. So what I did for this dress, I liked this soft white color. It went so well with some of the white elements on the dress, and I just like the white for the summer. So I trimmed off a long ribbon of this edge here from my Spoonflower fabric order, and then I trimmed off the very top edge. And since this fabric on this dress does not fray, does not leave these little, like, you know, threads are not coming off the edges, it stays nice and clean and put. I just trimmed it off, and I pulled on it, so it turned into like a little pipe and a kind of a ribbon, and then that's what I used for the white ribbon on this dress. So that saves you a little bit of time and effort finding a ribbon for it. If you want to watch more videos on the topic of what you can create with your patterns, and also more tips and tricks for Spoonflower designers, and also for your own Spoonflower shop, please click on the playlist here that you can see on the screen, and I will link it down in the description box under this video, so you will be able to watch more of these cool videos and hopefully find inspiration for yourself. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button for me. It really helps out my channel. And also share this video with a friend who will find it hopefully interesting as well. And of course, subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button and then that little notification bell, so that you don't miss any of these creative videos that I create regularly for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you hopefully in the playlist about more Spoonflower tips and tricks. Thank you once again, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!